Ghouls, ghosts,
Okay.
undead, and the like. This is Beyond the Jumpscare, where we review the bumps in the night, hear the friends or the screams of the friends left behind, and investigate the basement of horror movies. I'm Beleth the Devil, that is Messy Hexy, and Professor Sack, and we are here with the great David Sterling of Sterling Entertainment. Mr. Sterling, I've been trying to get you for so long, been trying to track you down.
I'm a busy man, I guess. I don't know.
For those that don't know, David Sterling is the man that has brought us movies such as the Camp Blood movie series, the Axe Grinder movie series, the Amazing Bulk, Reptosaurus, and Bloody Mary. If you've seen those,
Amazing Bulk, most reviewed movie on YouTube.
yes, sir.
It is.
It is. I was about to ask you about that. How you felt about that?
You know something? I have like the way I look at the movie, which I won't give you my opinion, but I think you want to do something that you get noticed and stuff like that. And if you're gonna do something, you're gonna get noticed. It's okay to get noticed in a big way. If anyone ever goes to YouTube and just search the bulk reviews, if you look, it just goes on forever. To be honest, there's so many people that reviewed that movie, and some of these people that reviewed it have like 2 million views. Like,
It's definitely been immortalized, I would say.
It must be a surreal feeling, though, for sure.
Oh, did we lose him?
Did we lose?
R.I.P.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Oh, yeah, it's popping up with the signal issues.
Oh,
User
no.
may be having trouble
Dead gum-
connecting to the call.
Dead
Hey.
Gum Discord.
There you go.
Ah, there we go. He is back.
He's alive.
Yeah. Here's what I have to do. Can we start it again? Is it too late?
No, we can
No, you're
start it
okay.
again.
Just pick up.
Yep, we can start again.
What I have to go into my phone, and I get if it craps out, after so many minutes, it goes to a screensaver. So let me turn the screensaver off. Give me a minute.
All right, sounds good.
Alright, sounds good.
Sorry about that.
No, you're right.
Oh, you're totally fine. And welcome back.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay. I think I just gotta touch the phone every 10 minutes.
Gotcha.
Okay. Good. I think it'll be okay. I'll touch it all the time.
Sounds good.
I think we're good.
Awesome.
Cool. Alrighty. So we were discussing the bulk, and you were
okay.
Yeah, you were saying that
Okay, good.
you're saying that if you're gonna be known for something like, and then you cut out.
Well, yeah, you know what the funny thing is, you could. Okay. And like it's good to be known for something. To be honest, like people know me for they know me for Camp Blood or the Bulk or stuff like that. But I've been doing it a long time. And like for example, I have a movie called The 27 Club that I shot in 2016, and we have musician in it, a famous one from the 70s and 80s. I can't think of it. Todd Rundgren's in the movie. It's shot well. Jared Cohn's the director who shot a lot of movies for Asylum and stuff. And that movie is really good. And people don't know me for, like, I don't know. Some people know Death Factory, House Highway, Witches Sabbath, of course, Unseen, Alien 3000, Iron Thunder, stuff like that. People don't know that I shot 9 films on 16. So I've done all kinds of different stuff. But like for some reason, I'm known for these lower budget stuff, which is fine because in entertainment business, you got to have some
Dead Gum.
Oh, thanks,
Who's that?
Akuma.
He's like, I'm back.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's Hakuma. Don't worry, that didn't show up in the recording.
Okay. So, anyways, so I've shot 9 films out of 16, and some like I have a top 10 of like, and it changes, but some of the movies that are like up there in my top 10 I just shot on video movies that I made in 6 days or so, like Curse of Lily Borden, or stuff I wasn't even on a set for, like we did Claw 1 and 2 in New York with Dave Pillamary. So it's like, there's different, but like, it's people know me for a certain thing, like, oh, you do all those 6-day movies. I'm like, yeah, but I've done some other stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. We all stayed up the past couple days to get as much Sterling entertainment as we could. There's one particular movie that Professor wanted to talk to you about, and that's Reptosaurus.
Okay.
That I thought that was definitely one of your gems. And
Okay, so I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Continue.
So sorry, I burped. I'm a Coke addict. Coca-Cola.
You're not referring to the cocaine werewolf, are you?
No. Cocaine werewolf. So anyways, you're asking me about the Rapid Source. So that movie was directed by Chris Olin Ray, and produced with with Fred Olin Ray, and that's actually Chris's first full feature. I think he did some shorts. I'm pretty sure that's his first full feature. But he's been on the set since he was a little kid with his dad. So it's not like And Chris went down to like Asylum and then do other stuff. I think he had an Emmy for something now. So and that film was like. It was a good film. I think it came out cool. A lot of monster movies were going on then when we did it, and that was the first time I knew Fred for a while, but that was the first time I ever worked with Fred, and it was kind of cool. And we got to work with Buck Rogers. What's his name? Buck Rogers is in the movie. He has a cameo. So tell me what you did. Tell me what you liked about Rapid Source.
For one, I thought a number of the actors had amazing. They put some enthusiasm into it. Actually, I thought, and I think that definitely added to the quality of the film. And
go on.
Was any of them okay?
I'm listening.
Oh, okay, sorry. Was any of them in particularly like you think like stood out to you, and that was a little like highly skilled in your eyes, you would say?
The way I look at these films is, basically we live in Los Angeles, so it's good. On a lot of these movies, you get pretty good actors, that have been in stuff, but not they're not big. They're just like, if you came out here, you might be extra, maybe you get a couple lines here or there, but you're on the set and stuff like that. So I don't know what happened to that cast. I don't know where they ended up and stuff like that. I know the director, like I said, Chris, went down to doing a lot of cool stuff, and sorry, I'm just trying to get my thoughts. So I like that film, and it was cool that Fred put in some digital effects and that kind of stuff. And not that I haven't worked with digital effects before, because I've done a couple of giant spider movies. There's almost every movie. A lot of movies have whether it's fake blood or it's animation or something like that. It changes, but digital effects is kind of big, and then who knows with the AI stuff.
Yeah, 100%. AI is getting nuts these days. I'd imagine back then, without viable tools like that, with digital effects becoming like more of a widespread usage of a thing, it was probably very new than that of practical effects.
Well, I think like a lot of these people that I work with, like either Jeff Leroy or a lot of these directors, they sometimes they have to do some of the effects and stuff like that. And I remember in the mid 2000s, Jeff, we're working on whatever, and Jeff Leroy goes, I was talking to somebody, he says, I gotta learn digital effects. And he actually did, and because he did some pretty cool films with the giant women movies and that kind of stuff. And that's all like digital effects stuff. So it's pretty cool.
100%. In particular, of what that some parts of the set seemed rather familiar. Was any of the sets used before in any of your other movies?
Well, some of the inside, like some of the interior, we shot in Garden Grove, California, and there's a studio of a band rehearsal space called the Bomb Shelter, and I used that on and off for about 10 years. That
Gotcha.
place. I've been there for a little bit, but yeah. So we shot a lot of movies. When we need like interior, because I would shoot during the day because most of these band places they do stuff at night. So it's like they can rent something out, probably get a better deal because those spaces are just empty and they're in business. They're selling time.
Yeah, 100%. That's about all the questions I have for that movie in particular. Back to you,
Yeah,
Bluff.
just a final note. Like, as I remember, I made so many, so I can't keep everything straight. But it wasn't a difficult movie to make, but we shot in December, right before Christmas. And we shot in Santa Clarita in the desert, and it's freaking cold. It was cold. It was like out of California, it was 36 degrees in the morning when I would get there, and like 6:30, and by noon, maybe it might reach 55, 60. So it was like, and it was a long day because I would start the day like anywhere like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I'd be a 12 or 14 hour day, and with that cold weather, it really knocks the energy out of you.
I've noticed that with a number of your films, actually. Like, it seems like everyone was always cold. And I imagine that's quite
Oh
a...
yeah. Hey,
Quite...
hold on for 1 second.
Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, it's like I'll shoot anytime. Where I used to. I mean, I'll tell you more what I'm working on now, but I would shoot anytime. If I had a job and stuff like that, especially in the 2000s with the movies, DVDs, and the big horror revival and all that kind of stuff. So with the big horror, so there was a lot of companies that needed products. So and I could do it fairly inexpensive, and I was pretty reliable. Maybe a little difficult to work with, but besides that, I would, I'd get it done.
Get her done. But yeah,
Get it
like...
done.
Yeah, get her done. But yeah, so that... I did notice that as well. Like, in a lot of your movies, it almost seemed like the weather... There's all sorts of weathers, incidents.
I worked from 30. It's California, so 36 degrees up to about 104. So depending on, you get your good days and your bad days, and some days, it's fun making movies, but like we were making them like every 6 or 8 weeks for a long time. So it was like it was a regular job and stuff like that. It was work. It was could be fun. It could be difficult, but it could be really fun too. And it's always fun. My favorite thing is completing the film when it's totally finished.
Hells yeah. Oh shit. Oh, so real quick, there is a scene in the first Axe Grinder movie, and
Okay.
it had me and Professor in a loop, and we've been trying to figure it out, and we were gonna ask you. So there's a scene in there where the final girl is running through the camp, and she finds this cabin with like a green door and a green window, and we're like, we've seen that cabin somewhere.
Okay.
Was that a
I don't know if I ever shot in that cabin before. I think we rented. I think we shot that scene up in Big Bear. And okay. I'll finish this and I'll go back. I'll say something regarding the movie.
Okay.
So, anyway, I don't know if I shot in that cabin before. I think there was a lodge that we rented places out to stay, and I think I did that on a movie called Unseen Evil, and that movie actually played on Showtime. And so I might have been. I don't even know this. I don't even think I was working because the week I worked on that film, but the week that I had my assistant work on it because I was getting married that week. I was in Hawaii getting married that week while they were shooting that film, and I came back and we finished it.
Oh wow!
And Dave Pilmary directed that film. I worked with Dave for a long time. He's in New York right now, but he's a great. I really like. I just think about. I haven't worked with him for a while. He's done like the three witchcraft films. He did also did the two Claw films. He's really a good shooter because he shoots and directs, and it just like working with him. He's a professional. He works in the studio system. That's his day job. Working on television movies. So that's his day job. So and I met him a long time ago, but I really like working with him. I like to do something else with him, but we'll see what comes up.
Yeah, I got you. But yeah, one of your newer movies that I believe came out in 2024, unless IMDb's lying to me, was Cocaine Werewolf.
Okay. Yeah, we shot that. When did we? Yeah, we shot it last. Did we shoot it last year? I believe we. No, I believe we shot in 2023, and then we finished it and came out in the summer of 2024.
Yeah. How did that movie come about?
Okay, so I work a lot with this record label, Cleopatra, and I've worked with them since the 2000s. And I haven't done a film with them for a while. And my friend who directed Curse of Lizzie Borden for me, and can't think of so many titles. So anyway, he sent me this treatment called Cocaine Werewolf, and I'm like, I don't know. I haven't done anything with those guys for a while, and I sent it to them, and within a week, I'm gonna say we greenlit it. So it was a big surprise. They go, we love this. We want to do this movie and stuff like that. So Ford Austin sent me a treatment. He said, hey, let's do this, and I got it done.
Cleopatra Records, isn't that White Lions and LA Guns' record label?
Well, I would say I don't want to speak for them, but that they handle all those bands from the '80s, and I don't know if that's their specific label, because sometimes sometimes you could work with different labels doing stuff, but they are to me, they're like the king of the '80s kind of hair band. I mean, it was that's what attracted to me. They did tributes and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I just called them up and trying to look for work and stuff like that, and I done maybe 5, 7, 8 films with them. And we did a Guns N' Roses spoof, Appetite for Disaster, and we also did a I've done 5 rock movies. I did a movie with them called Gothic Vampires from Hell. And the thing about working with them, you'd always have these great soundtracks. And some of these people some of the musicians or bands that I grew up that I liked, we would get some of their songs to be in our movies. Like I think in Attitude, we have Stephen Percy's version of Round and Round in the opening of that movie. So that's kind of cool. So just throughout the different movies that I made with them, we have all kinds of different artists and stuff like that. So that's because my background really is I wanted to go in the music business. So I wanted to work for a record label. And, I studied in Chicago entertainment business with specialty in music. So that's what I really wanted to do. And I just ended up making movies. When you're 18 years old and you want to do this, you want to do that, you don't know what it's like. You're just kind of guessing, You're just kind of guessing. You don't really know. They don't, especially in the entertainment business. The one thing they don't really teach you, it's like they don't really teach you how to make money. They just teach you what the business is, And they don't really teach you, like, it's very dog-eat-dog to be in this business.
Mm-hmm. It's funny that you say that because Hakuma, when she was watching Gothic Vampires from Hell, she was telling me how she was digging the soundtrack to it.
I really like the music to it.
Say that again?
I was saying, I really liked the soundtracks from the movie Gothic Vampires from Hell.
Yeah, well, like on that movie, that was a movie we made. That's the first one I did for Cleopatra, and that one was a little work to get it done. And the thing about that is they specialize in goth and industrial music also. So I had this library of goth and industrial, like all the top, if there's, the top bands of that kind of genre. I got to put in the movie. So, and like I said, I'm a big music guy, so that's like, it's like in one of my top 10s. The other one I did, which you could see on Tubi, is Attitude for. I mix it up. Attitude for Disaster. We have like a Guns N' Roses. It's kind of spoofy. We have like a Guns N' Roses like band. We have my friend Monty. He's an actor. He's been in a bunch of my movies. He's wearing like a Slash kind of outfit with the hair and the hat and all that kind of stuff. And that movie is really good too. It's one of my these are like top 10 films because they just deliver the goods, what you're looking for. There's gore, the story's not too bad. There's some nudity in some of these films, and it's just, I think it's what like a horror film guy looking for. That can take, like a no budget type. Not everyone can. Horror fans, a lot of those people, they can't take the lower end. But then there's like you guys who are hardcore. You could probably sit and watch these movies every night if you had the time.
Absolutely. Those that like only stick to the high budget stuff really miss out on the actual like people that give a damn. A lot of these high end stuff, they feel soulless, and they're just like cash grabs. But the lower end, you'll definitely find the people that actually care about the genre.
You're not. As your budgets go up, you're not going back. Most people don't want to work on this stuff because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work, and it's not a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like making a lot of films, but in a way, I had to too because I needed. Still there?
Yes, sir.
Yep, we're still here. Welcome back.
Sorry about that. So if I cut out, I guess you could always edit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got you.
So let me ask you guys a few questions.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So like, how long have you guys been doing this show?
A few months actually. We had to reboot it a few times, but this show in particular been a few months.
Okay, so where is this? I mean, like, where can people listen to this?
On Kick. Yep, on Kick, and episodes will be posted up on YouTube.
And do you all live in the same area?
We do not.
No.
We live all over.
Okay, so how many people are here? 3 people, right? There's 3 people and some guy that made some funny noise.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's
So,
four people, including the guy that makes
Okay.
funny noises.
okay, and where
funny
are
guy.
you people? Where are you guys?
We'll save that for after the show's over.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I don't really live in California. I really live in North Pole.
You live out
In the
You live
North
out in the
Pole?
North Pole. You know what?
Valid.
That makes sense.
Explains a lot.
I expect a John Carpenter
Hey,
spoof in the
hey.
works.
Hey, good locations, and you don't gotta get permits.
Absolutely.
Imagine the tax
No.
benefits are off the world.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna bother
absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
I don't think nobody's gonna bother you when you shoot. In fact, they'll just leave you alone.
There you
They
go.
want to find. They want to be. They got to find the heat.
Yeah, it'd be too cold for sure.
So okay, cool. Okay, go on with your questions.
So Hexy had some general questions about movie making. If you're down for those.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the first question actually kind of is related to what we were just talking about, which is about budget, and how. So you were saying how or Beleth was saying how when the budget increases, it seems like the soul increases. But as somebody who's worked on low budget films and obviously has had a lot of fun doing it, would you, if given let's say hypothetically an unlimited budget, would you remake any of your films if you were given that offer?
I actually would make a biopic if I had an unlimited budget. And it'd be about I won't say a name because I don't want somebody to steal my idea. But it was about a disco singer in the 80s, 70s. Started out as a porno actress, and she had a very interesting career. She had a major hit, and I mean a major hit, and I think it would be opposite of Boogie Nights the way it starts out because they did porno in the 70s in New York, and I just think that's going to be really grimy. I can't see anything. I've shot in Chatsworth movies like Camp Bloods. I've shot a lot of Camp Bloods in Chatsworth, California. And it used to be the porno capital of the world. I don't know if it still is. So when you're there, it's really nice and the weather's nice, and people are probably just shooting a lot of these movies in suburban homes. So I'm guessing in New York, I just see it in crummy locations, and then this person becomes a disco star. So that's that's when the Boogie Nights might go into it. So that would be my kind of if I had an unlimited budget. It's I don't really I like horror, but I think when you do like that, you can just develop if you got a hit, then it's going to be major.
Gotcha. Yeah, makes sense. That's awesome. And okay, so the next question that I have is what if you could choose just one, which I know you've worked on so many different movies, but if you could choose just one, what would you say has probably been your favorite movie to work on?
Okay. To work on? I would say to work on. I did a movie about 2000. I did a movie called, it was a adult, kind of a Cinemax late night kind of thing. And it was called Babes in the Woods 2. We shot that on film, and we had this A-list direct DP because he worked on studio pictures, but he worked on this film because the producer, my boss, gave him his first gig. And I worked with a really good director, and it was kind of fun to shoot. It wasn't that hard to shoot it when we shot on film, which is a lot of stuff going on when you shoot on film. So I would say that would be one of my more favorite movies that I shot.
Gotcha, that's awesome. I actually hadn't even heard of that one, so nice to know. The
I'll tell you a funny story about that. So
okay.
when we made that movie, we had up and coming cinema, late night Cinemax star Beverly Lynn, and she was in the film, and I remember that played on Cinemax a lot because I remember getting a call from my dad, like, your uncle was up late at night and he saw this movie with your name on it. So it's like, so people saw that movie because it was, it played on different channels on cable, but they had like a Cinemax movie was kind of cool. She went down, Beverly Lynn, who's in a bunch of my films. She went down to do. She's in Hell's Highway, which is a great film that we did. She's in about 100, 120 of these late night films. So she's like the queen of, late night, in those type of movies.
Gotcha. Gotta love having your dad call you up and tell you he knows about it type thing. I bet that was a great experience.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, but I know people when one or two people mention that they saw your film on cable or TV or whatever, that means people are seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Next
awesome.
question.
Next question.
Next.
Okay. The last question I had for you, you did mention earlier that like your favorite part was like the finishing of like the movies, like getting the finished product. But if it came down to like the initial stages or like the full rest of it, what would you say is your favorite part of the movie making process?
Well, I personally don't like being on the set. I have to watch the money. I'm not on the set anymore. I'm doing more. I'm just hiring people out, whether it's Mark Bologna, Joe Sherlock, Dave Calamari, just different people. Little Palazzo, just different people shooting movies for me. And I'm doing both I'm doing the executive producing a lot of these movies, and I'm doing the distribution of most of these movies too. So I like when I was doing the movies, like I actually like just closing the deal, like going to lunch, having business meetings. I like that because it's a way different business now. I work basically out of a 10 by 10 office, and I don't really meet with anyone in Los Angeles anymore because, there's no one to meet with anymore. All these companies that went out of business or they're not doing this stuff or a million different things. Because the business changed because of the streaming and the very inexpensive technology. Like, look, right now what we're doing, you couldn't do this even maybe 10 years ago. You couldn't do this
Oh no.
with or maybe even, not, this is all new technology. So the technology, and it's cheap. It's like, 10 years ago, maybe you could do this, but this would be very expensive to do. Now it's like, I don't know what it costs on Discord. It might be nothing. I don't know. So, like I used to say, like anyone can make a movie. So there's so much in the marketplace. Like I say, look, you got $1,000. Okay, cool. So, we'll go to a store or we'll go online on Amazon. We'll get a high def camera. We'll get a computer you could edit with. We'll get a microphone, a couple lights. I'll get somebody to write a script in 2 days. I'll get 6 actors, and we're shooting a movie next weekend. I mean, you kind of do that. I mean, when we did the bulk, that was in the works for a little bit, but there wasn't any pre-production on it until Lewis, the director, was going to go teach at film school in Philippines in September. So we put that film and shot it within 21 days.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, I mean, it's like, we had to do a casting, we had to do, everything it takes to get a movie together, and we shot it in 5 days. It's all green screen and stuff like that. So I think Camp Blood I put together in 3 weeks too. I'm pretty sure I did. So I think 3 weeks, then we shot it. Pretty sure.
That's amazing. I believe so. I'll go ahead and shift it back over to Beleth. So take it away.
Okay.
So, I also read on your IMDb that your two longest running is, of course, Camp Blood, and Witchcraft. I saw that Witchcraft was under an original studio, an original creator, and then y'all took over after the 11th one? Did I
Okay,
get
so
that right?
this what went on. I didn't work on the original 9, 10. No, I didn't work on the original 10 films. That was a really big deal in the 90s. They were very expensive films to shoot, and they were horror with like sex in it and stuff. So it was like erotic horror and that kind of stuff. They're really popular around the world. And that started in '88. In fact, the first movie they did wasn't even called Witchcraft. When they, I don't know what it was, but they sold it to England, and England changed the title to Witchcraft, so it just stuck. And I didn't start working on Witchcraft till 2001, but I worked with Vista Street for since the '90s. They kind of gave me my start, so to speak. And a couple of things were going on, but they were very instrumental on what I was doing. And basically now I kind of run the Vista Streets library and stuff like that. I worked with the boss for a long time, and it was a good fit for me to take over this stuff, and we're getting ready to re-release Witchcraft 10 through 16 in a box set, and I did all new artwork, and there's going to be 10, let's see, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's going to be 4 new Blu-rays to the series. That's what we're working on now. It's be a November release. I think the box set's going to be I think we're just going to do it exclusively on Walmart online, and then we'll have singles, and let's have some other stuff. We're talking about doing some VHS and that kind of stuff. So, it's like it's fun. And the other series, Camp Blood, we started so long ago. I used to be young, it was like '99 when we did Camp Blood, and then we did Camp Blood 2 in 2000, and they did Within the Woods, which is kind of a Camp Blood derivative, kind of like part of the family. I don't handle that film, but then in 2000, I want to say around 2011, I did the official Camp Blood 3, and I've been making Camp Bloods ever since. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I did Camp Blood 10, which is an animated Camp Blood, which is really cool.
I'm gonna be honest. So, with your collection, I had up until the children of Camp Blood, and then I just got number 9. I did not know there was I know there was an animated series, and I know of Camp Blood Clown Shark, but I had just gotten 9, and I'm like,
yeah, the animated is one of my favorites. We worked on that for 3 years. The guy who put that together was Jason Perry. He does a lot of stuff. He did a lot of stuff for me, music, editing, shoot. He did all kinds of stuff, and he worked on a children's animated thing for himself, like a Space Kids kind of band, kind of music, and it's kind of cool.
oh,
Technical difficulties again.
Uh-oh.
I got that.
there you go.
You're back.
We had lunch, and I go, I'd love to do Camp Blood animated, and he's like, I'm interested. So we put it together. It took about 3 years, but I really enjoyed that movie, and I made a collector's case for it, and it's in my store if you want to pick it up. I think it's on Amazon streaming. I think it's for a rental, but I think that movie's like, I don't know if it's gonna ever stream because it's really graphic. There's a lot of sex and a lot of sex in it. There's a lot of gore in it. There's a lot of it's kind of graphic it's kind of old school animation, But
Mhm.
I think people will see it, you really enjoy it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you can
It's
rent
fun.
it or buy it on Amazon.
Uh, yeah, and you can buy the physical on yeah, you can buy the physical selling. You can buy the physical in my store. It's on Walmart online. It's on Amazon. It's on eBay, and it's probably in some other internet online places. Um, but yeah, the box you have is there's probably 10 movies in there. Is there 10 or 11 movies? There's
Uh,
10 in the box.
yeah, there's
There's
10.
10 in the box. Okay, so I'm thinking I pretty much have the rest of the year kind of like what I want to do, but I kind of want to make a bigger box because people have been asking, they want to put their collection in a bigger box. So so we'll see. I have a Camp Blood Christmas movie coming out this year,
Oh,
and
snap.
so yeah, it should be pretty good. It's I work with this guy who does my Blu-rays and he works with J.R. Bookwater, who just did a movie. I think 2 years ago he worked on it.
Mm-hmm.
Side effects may vary, and
Yes.
the assistant producer works with me, does my Blu-ray production and other stuff for me. So
Mm-hmm.
he wanted to shoot a film, so we did a film with him, and hopefully that'll be good. That'll be coming out. I think that's going to come out in November, and the witchcraft stuff should come out in November. And I just, pretty much have my year kind of thing, but a year kind of like planned. But maybe next year I'll just do the box because people have 13 of these movies or 14, whatever it is, and they like a box. So maybe I'll buy a box that can hold 20 camp lights.
Dang, dude. Um, I've also noticed in your Camp Blood and your Axe Grinder movies in particular, you're no stranger to poking fun at either movies, especially like in Axe Grinder. In the first Axe Grinder, it seems that they were filming a scene for one of the Camp Bloods because you had the mask in there, and you had the actresses said that who cares about this movie is just a Friday the 13th ripoff. And me and Professor were looking at each other like, is it talking about Camp Blood? Like are they just like ripping on each other?
If I had to make a guess, most of those actors wouldn't know what Camp Blood was. I mean, that's a lot of people know, but most people wouldn't. It's goes to the Michael budget crowd.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say X Grinder is definitely my favorite of the series, and
Really?
Dave Palmieri shot it, and I think he did a great job. It looks really good. I've been up-resing some stuff lately, and I'm getting into up-resing a lot of my films, cleaning up. And Axe Grinder started out as a good-looking movie, and it's, with the upgrades I'm doing, it really looks really good. I think of myself as savvy when it comes to technology, but I'm always a little behind like the next platform. Like I've just recently been screwing around on TikTok, and I kind of like don't go on it. They're gonna get your information. I go, and I really didn't for a while, and I'm all like, I love. A side note, like I love shopping for crap. It's just fun going to swap meets or stores. Right? Yeah, looking at. So this kind of like when I'm not really working, I want to have just a little relaxation, simple, easy, cheap. I love looking at stuff. I don't even gotta buy, fun to
Yeah.
buy stuff, but not too expensive. I love walking around in Walmart and stuff like that once a week or once every other week. I'm into music, so they really have the only, as far as the big store, they're the ones that only really have a retail thing. I mean, of course, I go in record stores and stuff like that, but good looking videos. I like stereo equipment. I like all that headphones. I like all that stuff. I like really good stuff, and I like gadgets. I love gadgets. as I'm talking to you now on my phone, my wife bought me this great. It's not a big deal, but I love it. It's a little speaker that holds my phone, and it's a power bank too. It's a Bluetooth speaker, and it's just convenient, and it's like
That's
a
really
cool
cool.
little gadget. Just kind of a cool little gadget. It's not expensive, you know. It's like when you get gadgets, sometimes you get them, they suck. You just throw
Oh
them
yeah.
out or something. But then you get stuff like, wow, it really does what it said it was gonna do.
I feel like TikTok has gotten to that point where, yeah. So like a lot of influencers will show you like, look at this cool thing that it can. It's like 16 like cutters in one. It's this really cool knife set or so
Are, they-
and so and so.
are,
It's like,
are they really influencers, or they just don't have a job?
yeah, no,
Everyone
yeah. There's that fine
they're
line.
selling scooters and fans for the summer, and I love it because there's so much stuff, and a lot of stuff. And the thing is now, because of the Chinese technology, I know we're going in a different direction, but because of the Chinese technology and our technology, anything you could think of, they have. Like I was looking for something for my music, a simple like digital recorder for music when I play records or cassettes or CDs or stream or whatever. They had one for like $25 on Amazon, and I've been using it. So if you could think of something, they probably have it on one. I didn't mean to. I was just making a joke about those people selling that stuff on TikTok. I
Uh,
really like watching them when they show the motorbikes, or they show different stuff. It's kind of like it's like kind of like Home Shopping Club on meth.
yeah, the Home Shopping Network.
A home meth shopping network.
Yeah, it's crazy the gadgets that they'll have on there. Cause like you'll be
Yeah.
you'll be talking to whoever your buddy, and like I really wish that we had a gadget that did this, and then you'll like open up Instagram or you open up TikTok and it's like right there, and you're just like, wait a minute, I was just talking about that.
Well, the phones do listen to us, though. We have a couple of these. We got a couple of Google. We got Googles and stuff in our house, so they're listening to. It's like, hey, I'm hungry for like barbecue, whatever. It's like, oh, then you get an ad for it on your phone.
Absolutely,
100%.
Yeah.
absolutely, and
I definitely have my fair share of a tinfoil hat collection. But,
Oh.
but yeah, yeah. Like
Well, I know. I'm getting to know how you. I'm getting to know how you kick people out.
yeah.
oh, we're a wild bunch.
David's
So,
like tinfoil hats. Hold on.
That's okay, Mel Gibson. Did he make that movie? He made that movie where his kids are wearing, they're wearing those hats.
Science, yeah.
Next question.
Alrighty. Reptosaurus, we found out, was a comic book series back in the 60s, I believe, in the Silver Age of
No,
comics.
I think it's earlier. I think it's earlier, and I believe they did it because it's in the public domain. The comic
Yeah.
book, like we did a movie called Captain Battle. When they did Captain America, we did Captain Battle. So another Dave Palmieri film, and we did Captain Battle, and that's like a public domain comic.
I see. So sci-fi was just like, David, we need you to make a movie based on this reptilian dinosaur thing.
Yeah, well, I went out to lunch with Fred Olin Ray, which is cool. I can remember it very clear. And I remember we went to a barbecue restaurant, and we were talking about stuff, and it's just kind of fun. Fred's like a cool guy. I mean, the whole family's Chris and Fred and the other people I met. Is just they had a really good Fred's hardcore. He's done this for a long time, and I think it's paid off for him big time. So I like him. I think he's. I have a bunch of his films, and we do business with. We both do business with JR at Makeflix, so we're kind of label mates too. So, but no, and like I said, Chris is a good guy too, and like I said, Chris went to the next level. So I'm allowed to say, can I throw something out?
Yeah.
So I like to tell you the different actors and named actors that I work with over the years.
Okay.
I work with I worked when I did a movie called I did a movie called Bloodbath.
Yeah.
And that was a six-day movie. I shot 2 movies that week. I'll never do that again. But anyways, I did Bloodbath in about '98, and we had one scene with Joe Pilato from Day of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead. He's if you're a Day of the Dead fan, because he has a much bigger part in that. I think he's captain. So we have him. I work with Richard Hatch from the original Battlestar Galactica. Maybe some of these people you don't know or not know. I work with Tim Thomerson. He's from Trancers. Do you know Trancers?
Trancers, no.
Do you know? That's a Charlie Band movie.
Oh, okay.
Do you know if Charlie Band is?
I don't think I've heard the name.
How about the other guys?
I've vaguely, I remember, because my dad's a huge 80s, 90s fan, so I probably heard it in passing.
So maybe I won't go through my list of names. But I work with Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp.
Yes.
I'm friends with her.
Yeah.
And Tiffany Shepis. She's another Scream Queen. She was in Death Factory. I work with the original Scream Queens, Linnea Quigley, Michelle Bauer, and Brink Stevens.
Yes.
You know these people. So all of these people have been in my films in different capacities. And, I work with a lot of named people. All the what I would say is the Scream Queens from the 80s through the early 2000s. I worked with a lot of them over the years doing these films. And we had in Camp Blood 9, we had Butch Patrick from the Monsters.
Yes, he was.
Oh, I know the Monsters.
Wow.
I know the
Monsters. You guys aren't late for high school or something, are you?
To be fair, I was born in the 90s, so.
So was I. Weird. That's strange. So was I.
That's
maybe I'm
You're a
younger
young
than
fella.
you.
Maybe.
I think I am, actually.
Yeah.
But that's another story for another day. No, that's cool. So you're really, like the 2000s. That's when you really started watching horror movies.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, it's cool. So like you know the remakes. It's like I never what started really off, if you remember, like Chainsaw Massacre remake. That was really the first big remake that kind of put in high gear all the remakes.
Yeah.
And that was good for me because even though I don't work in that business, I don't work in the studio business, but horror was really popular. It's always kind of popular, but it was really popular then. So like all these people, all these other producers, they want to try to get in it. So they put people like me to work. There was a lot of us, and then of course bigger levels and stuff like that. But anyway, so that's it. I'm not going to tell you anything. I think the biggest person I ever worked with was me.
Was me. I'm the biggest person I've worked with.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's funny that you were going down your the people you worked with, because in Bloody Mary, first off, going back to the soundtrack thing, Bloody Mary has Professor's favorite song of all time by Matt Elias, and that's Ribcage.
When are you gonna
Well,
release
you know
that on
that
YouTube or
you know
Spotify?
something.
The what?
I know who that. I'm sorry, I'm talking over you. Say it again.
What were you gonna say,
Oh,
Professor?
I said, when are you gonna release that on YouTube or Spotify?
Matt
Um.
Elias.
Yeah.
Okay, that guy's like the good-looking guy in that movie, right? The
Yeah,
hero.
yeah, he was
Oh yeah,
the singer.
I remember working with. I haven't thought about it in years. That's the first time I thought about him, probably since I made the movie. But anyways, he was a nice guy to work with, and I remember him telling about the music he's working on. I think he's on a label back then. And all that. I wonder what happened to him.
But yeah, it's been stuck in Professor's head since we watched it last night.
It's
Wow,
the
I haven't heard
worst.
that. I haven't heard that name for like 14 years.
It's
You know something? I knew it was. I have a good memory. Like for example, I was at where was I last weekend? I go to a lot of conventions.
yeah.
So in LA, we had Midsummer Scream. It wasn't like it's kind of a mixture of horror and Halloween. So it's more of a general, more of a if such thing. It's more geared towards. It could be more. You could bring family member, younger kids there. Like I
Uh-huh.
would say teens, young teens, maybe late 9, 10, really 12, whatever. So, anyways, I worked on this film with Ralph Kanaski. It's really a Phoebe. I'll tell a long story. Phoebe Dollar in the 2000s made 2007, 2008 made this movie called Sunset Society, and it was with Tracy Guns of Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Lemmy's in it. All these people are in it back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
and you can watch it on Tubi, Sunset Society. And she didn't do anything with it. So I went to Cleopatra, and I was working. I was doing a lot of stuff for them back around 2016. And I go, I could bring you this rock film, and I showed it to them, and they ended up doing business with Phoebe. And my boss, Brian, at the time, he said, "Let's shoot a wraparound for the movie." So we work with Ralph Chinaski. I don't know if you know that name. He's done a lot of stuff,
Uh-huh.
and we shot a wraparound. If you ever see it, we did animation. So we have Lemmy. You guys know who Lemmy is, right?
Let me kill Mister. Yeah.
Good, and the good one. And so there's the animation we did for him in that movie. It's kind of a really unique because we did this wraparound. So they shot the film like 2007 ish, and
Uh-huh.
then 2016, 2017, where I think about we did new footage. So it's kind of like kind of a good film. So anyways, when I was on the set, I was talking to this one actress. I forgot her name. So we're just talking. She's telling me about all this independent stuff she worked on, how she gets flown around the world and all that stuff. So I haven't seen her since we shot. So I was
Uh-huh.
at a convention. She was there this weekend. I bought a movie from her.
Uh-huh.
And I go, I know you, I think. And it's like, didn't we work together? And she said the name of the movie. And I repeated some of the stuff that we talked about 10 years ago, which good to remember stuff, because then you make a person feel comfortable and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
it was cool to see her after, and she's in that she's in the new movie, that Popeye movie, Popeye the Slayer Man.
Oh, I've been meaning to get around to that.
So she's in that movie, and
Uh-huh.
I think, and I worked with the director Robert Ryan before and some other stuff, and I worked with the guy who plays Popeye, Jason. I'm not going to say your name wrong. So Jason's in it. So I know, I know Robert, and I know Jason for much longer than that, and
Mm-hmm.
and the girl who's in it. Probably one
Mm-hmm.
of the stars, but I'm not gonna run to the other room to get. She's in a movie called Black Bass. She's in
Uh-huh.
a movie. She's in a lot of movies. So yeah. So I saw her. So it's kind of cool, and it's like it's good to remember. Especially producer has to remember stuff
Yeah.
because if you forget, especially money things and stuff, if you really forget that kind of stuff, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
You know. You know. Yeah, so that was like, it's fun to see people you haven't seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You get to do it and that kind of stuff.
I see. Also, David, I'm very surprised at you. For an 80s hair metal lover as yourself, you should know that Tracy Guns was not a part of Guns N' Roses. How dare you?
What do you Oh, you know something? He
What's that?
actually was in Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't.
He just wasn't
Yeah.
recorded.
He was. Yeah, Tracy Guns, LA Guns. Sorry
Yes,
about.
sir.
Sorry. You know when we did the Attitude for Destruction, Disaster, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Mix up the title all the time. We had footage of Axel in there. There's footage going around that Cleo had. That it's when he was rehearsal stuff. I don't know if that's from. I don't know what's banned, but I think we have. No, maybe I take that back. No, I did a documentary for. Oh, that's where the footage is. I did a documentary for Cleo too, called Hollywood Rocks. It's about the LA hair scene. So that's where we have the Axl Rose footage, not in the Attitude for Disaster movie. So rename it. State that. I can't speak well. Anyways, any, anyway, so yeah, so it's like, but when you do this, it's kind of a small business, you don't know everybody, but you know a lot of people, so it's like, oh, I know that person from there and stuff, especially with low budget stuff. You get certain actors that just work all the time, so you'll eventually work with them on something,
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, I wish you could see this. I have my office. I have the Sunset Society Blu-ray case. There's even a 45 in the case, and it's kind of cool. Lemmy's on the cover, and I remember I have a friend from high school that I haven't talked to for a while. And I'm just talking, and I go, yeah, I did a movie with Lemmy. Goes, and they put out a record, and I go, is your name on that record? And so I go, yeah, and I shot a picture. He didn't believe me, so I shot a picture and I sent it to him. So that was kind of funny.
That's really cool, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun thinking about doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I bet.
Yes. But like I said, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Hey, not to be you cut this out. Can we kind of wrap it up a little?
Yeah, I was just about to head on out actually. But David, thank you for taking your time to come talk to us about your movies, your story, and yeah.
I liked it because I haven't done the podcast for quite a little bit, so if you talk about that then next time. But I haven't done a podcast for a while, so I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I need I need some experience.
There you go.
I haven't done it for a while, so
it's okay.
Okay, cool. So thanks for having me on your show.
Thanks for coming, actually.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here.
I hope it was interesting.
Oh, absolutely interesting. Yeah.
Legends are of course interesting.
Maybe we could do another one in a few months.
Oh yeah, in a few months, just let me know when you're available, and we'll make something work.
Okay. Tell me when you cut this off so I could ask you a couple questions.
Alrighty. Well then, with that's the end of our time. Again, I'm Beleth the Devil. That is Messy Hexy, Professor Sack, and Hakuma. Remember to check in your closet and look under the bed next Thursday for another episode of Beyond the Jumpscare. We'll catch you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.